Back in the fall of 1962, I was a patient right about here on the back side of this building. That's the Clinical Center of the National Institutes of Health in Bethesda, Maryland, in Unit 3 West. It was a program for students that had had trouble adjusting in college during the Kennedy years when there was the Cold War and everything. I was there because I had been thrown out of college for telling the dean of men at William and Mary that I was homosexual and or latent homosexual. And I remember the tone of the experience was that there would be some kind of magical revelation where I would cough it up and everything would be all right. I was living in a ward with about 15 other patients, some of them female. There was a tendency for my presence to be kind of disturbing to the other patients, because since I had been made to feel I wasn't very competitive as a man because I wasn't attractive enough or not physically strong enough, I tended to call attention to the fact that others weren't physically, competitive enough to have mates either. That was the mode I was in. And in a closed environment, even though you're not publishing, even though you're not broadcasting something on the internet, in a closed environment with other people, that's a very disturbing idea. And the implications of it are very disturbing. If the point of life is to be able to serve the needs of others and find satisfaction in doing that, including having and raising children and taking care of people when they actually need you, if you're not going to find that satisfying, what is it? And if that if that's acceptable in the culture that you don't find that satisfying, what's the culture going to do with people who actually are less lucky? It might do very bad things, as some cultures in the past have done, like Nazi Germany and the Khmer Rouge and Mao in China and Sparta in Greece and so forth. It might do some very bad things that we wouldn't want. So this was very disturbing. Yet they were trying to get this out of me in front of other people. So even though I broadcast my views today, in the past, in a closed environment in the past, whether it was here or later in the Army or whether it was in a college dorm, there's a tendency for ideas like this to come out and affect other people.